egress at the beginning of a project in case it needs to be decommissioned afterwards. Things relating to fire safety regarding emergency response plans, things of that nature, and that it would only be allowed as a special exception in our M1 industrial district, which means that they would have to go before the planning commission and you all as a board on a case-by-case basis to determine if that is adequate with the community comprehensive plan and the surrounding area for approval. Staff originally proposed a 150-foot setback. That's why that was in here when it went to planning commission a few months of commission. They decided to change that to 75 feet. They believed 150 was too much for that use, as I believed it was too stringent, especially for the industrial area. When it was first brought to the commission, it was discussed to make this a special exception in not only our industrial area, but also our A1 district. And so that's why 150 feet was originally proposed. When the A1 district was struck out of this ordinance, that's when that communication started happening with the planning commission. They decided to reduce it to 75. This is a little more stringent than our typical M1 district. However, we felt as if 150 feet, or the commission did, was too stringent for specifically our industrial area.
I'm coming at this from a public safety standpoint. In my mind, that's our primary concern dealing with this ordinance, right? I think that's the primary concern that comes to anybody's mind when we're dealing. Thinking about accessibility in the event that something was to happen with one of these pods, right? Do we have an adequate amount of space from an access point to be able to get the recommended equipment to be able to mitigate the incident? Making sure that we're doing our due diligence from the county side to allow for plenty of ingress and egress for response apparatus.
Ordinance requires automatic shutdown systems for each battery pod. That's a good thing for public safety. The other one is they'd have to come up with an emergency response plan, which must be approved by fire and EMS. In that, I would hope that that's when that kind of information is going to be worked out. Type of use would require a major site plan, which goes before our developmental review committee, in which fire and EMS, the fire marshal, they're all part of, and that's when we get their initial design.
And again, my district is west of 29, but still, from a perception standpoint, I just don't like that east of 29 language. If I was a resident east of 29 and that was the focus, that's probably not going to sit too well for me. I think from a perception standpoint, from a resident who pays taxes in the county, it wouldn't lie well at my feet.